moderatörümüz Alper Erbaş'ı davet edeceğim. Ve kısaca da birazcık nelerden bahsedeceğinizi bir anlatsanız.
Savaş diyoruz. Aslında bir önceki panelde var mıydı bilmiyorum ama nasıl güvenlik operasyon merkezi yönetiriz diye konuşmuştuk. Bunu niye yönetiyoruz? Aslında bir savaş içerisindeyiz. Biraz önce Burcu Hanım'la dışarıda 30 saniye konuşurken her yerde bir güvenlik konuşuluyor. Güvenlik diyorsak ortada bir kavga mı var, savaş mı var? Bence bir siber savaş. Hani siyah şapkalılar deniyor, beyaz şapkalılar deniyor. Sizi pembe şapkalı yapıp kenara aldığımızda biz hakikaten eğlenerek kendimizi korumaya çalışıyoruz. Şimdi konuşacağımız konu aslında siber savaşta ilk panelde konuşmuştuk. 100 gezler diye. Bu konuda dünyada birlikte iş yapmayı, birlikte çözüm üretmeyi ve Türkiye'de baş ağrısını çözmeyi, siber savaşta galip tarafta olmayı hedeflediğimiz subprime'la beraber finans banka bir tecrübesini aktarmak istiyoruz size. 100 kez nedir, korelasyon nedir, nasıl kullanılır, siber savaşta hayatta kalmamızı nasıl sağlar aslında özetle büyük konumuz bu olacak.
Şahane, o zaman panelistlerimizi de davet edelim sanırım.
Anzi ve Tuncay.
Buyurun efendim.
Jump in. Welcome. We need a microphone. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's for you. Okay, this is another toy.
Alright, can everybody? Oh, that's loud. So, hello Shield. Nice to see you, everybody, and thank you for the introduction. My name is Andre. As you maybe heard, Subprime is a company that is responsible for security operation centers, and I'm actually running the company. Originally, I'm from Ukraine, so I really appreciate that these days it takes only 2 hours to get from Kiev to Istanbul airplane. It's very comfortable, and I actually arrived yesterday. I usually prefer to fly Turkish Airlines because it's much more comfortable, and even though 2 hours is fast. Like we talked today about cyber. Cyber is much faster than 2 hours. Yes, cyber attacks, when they happen, they can get from one part of the globe to another in a matter of minutes. So we'll be talking today what we can do about it, and not just from the technology perspective, but from the average perspective. Okay, this part. So, as Edward Snowden said this morning, he mentioned 2 threats, WannaCry and NotPetya, among everything that happened this year, and maybe it's a coincidence, I will also mention those 2 threats. So, who here has heard about WannaCry? Just heard? Or maybe dealt with it? Okay, fantastic, everybody is. So, I mean, this is a subject for discussion because we know that it was ransomware, we know that it had a big impact on many companies, but we need to ask ourselves the question, why did it work? What made this attack so successful, and how do we protect our business, our organizations, from repeating this vulnerability? How do we defend ourselves against the next attack? So it was a ransomware it worked, it was not a targeted campaign. And the reason why WannaCry worked is because there was leakage of exploits by shadow brokers. A lot of times people just publish the parts of cyber records on the internet, it makes them available. So more than 40,000 devices, now this is not on the many media news, but more than 40,000 devices accessible online had a double bullseye backdoor back in April. WannaCry happened in May, and in April there were already backdoors installed, so you can see really there was a time before an attacker deployed their infrastructure. Now, it was a fake kill switch domain, because the way WannaCry worked is that kill switch was not there to kill the infection, it was to prove that WannaCry virus was getting into enterprise premise. So once it could not access the kill switch, it means it's an enterprise, because everybody in enterprise uses security web gateways, which do not allow direct connection without proxy to the outside world. Now, how is this different from NotPetya? NotPetya was an APT attack, and I, for one, know a lot about it because I was in Ukraine at that time, spending days with our R&D team, and my phone pretty much almost exploded in the afternoon. We had more than 100 calls in a matter of 1 hour from probably everybody on the security market. I mean, this was attacks in Ukraine hit 90% of organizations. Just think about it. Banks, telecoms, government, pharmacy companies. Everybody got hit. The reason why is the MITRE vector. Yes, the MITRE infamous software that got a Pony Award on DEF CON this year, which is something not to be proud of. But why did everybody use MITRE? The truth is, in Ukraine there was no other choice. That MITRE was the only accounting software you could use to actually submit the tax report. The alternative was to print them out and to go stand in the big line for a couple hours to give those reports. And that was one of the reasons. It was everywhere, in every company who was doing business in Ukraine. The second reason was that even though some people had security controls, they had endpoint protection, they had SIEM, they had firewalls and so on, they just found the attack and their antivirus said, hey, this is a suspicious file, maybe I should delete it. And then accountants say, you cannot delete it, I need to send a tax report. So I know a couple of systems who got overruled by top management and they were denied the right to actually block the MITRE attack. Guess what? They got encrypted. So this is not about technology, not only about intelligence, but about changing our approach to how we treat attacks. And we need to change the methodology. Now, there are already methodologies which are developed. In software, we do something, we try not to reinvent the wheel. And very good thing, Cyberwar changes. I think everybody heard about it. Yes? And this is the core to understanding of attacks. This methodology comes from military, so they know something about disrupting the attacks. So we would use it as a baseline. The second methodology we need is MITRE. MITRE attack matrix was first published in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, and since then it has evolved a lot. But before this year, MITRE was addressing only post-attack factors. Now, if we add to it pre-attack factors, we can cover the entire attacker lifecycle to understand attacks better. What we add next is up to us. Most of us have some kind of detection tools we rely on. It can be a console of our UTM, it can be a SIEM, it can be a full-blown security operations center. And it is powered by analysts, by teams, by operators, and by intelligence. When we get threat intelligence, it comes also from some sources on the internet or from the people who work in your company. Now, the biggest confusion about things like NotPetya and WannaCry was people just trying to get the attention and giving the intelligence which is not verified. That's why we introduced sort of indicator light protocol. So this is not to be confused with traffic light protocol that is promoted and used in the US. But when something is just a hypothesis, when something said, oh, it's a ransomware, do not open email attachments, that's not an indicator, it's just somebody doing the attribution in his head and thinking, yeah, I saw some ransomware before, it always uses email. So yellow is much more reliable. If something is confirmed by sandbox, it's better than hypothesis. If somebody is finding an indicator like a port scan or a malicious hash in a SIEM, seeing it's not standard behavior, seeing it's a spike, then you can trust that the blue tick indicators are really the ones we want. We want the others. And if you talk about threats, they're found by red team, by malware analysts, by reverse engineers. Those indicators take time to obtain, but they're very precise because those are people looking into source code, finding out exactly how things work. So once we have this established, we can describe attacks and virtually any attacks that can happen. And this is an example of NotPetya. 9 tactics taken from MITRE and cyber kill chain, from up to down, and all the techniques that were used by the attacks. So exploiting vulnerability, access to SMB, the admin shares, PSExec, internal loop, all up on this board. Now, I will not focus very detail on each technique because I urge you to read about them in MITRE metrics, which is completely open and free methodology. But we see that a lot of things were not purple, were not blue, some things were just yellow. So we had to operate and to respond to attack with insufficient and also untrusted information. And it took more time and more resources. And quickly we can how it worked. So NotPetya attack was that there was an initial infection vector debated in the news. Everybody was saying, this is a waterfall attack, this is an email attachment, this is a CVE like WannaCry. A lot of hypotheses. They were later confirmed by sandboxes, but still, at the moment of attack, nobody suspected it was MITRE. We knew that MITRE was behind it after Talos did the investigation. So they actually took the service for forensics, took the time, did the investigation, found the vendor. What we knew in Ukraine as a local intelligence, that there was a BlackEnergy campaign in 2015, which was responsible for shutting down the power grid, 2015 to 2016. And we knew that during that campaign, it was not aimed to shut down the power grid, but it was an espionage campaign. People were in networks for half a year, studying how enterprise operates, how people go to work every day, how they administrate the Active Directory, and they were learning that. So there was intelligence on the attacker side. Once the attack kicked off, it was a standard run DLL, calling out the payload, and then the attacker started to progress, and it was automatic. So the point on the command was sent to run DLL, the rest of the component was happening almost automatically. So the credential dumping and command and control server was only used to select which credential to use. So what you cannot find in the red report is that Microsoft's CCM account was used to move laterally inside companies. Once it's there are so many steps. So we can see that the decision tree is already split into 4 vectors. It removes indicators, starts scanning, starts doing system calls, analyzing the network further, another 5 things that it does. So there is a simple decision tree using different techniques and jumping to the next target. And regardless of the outcome, the attack will still progress to make a task, rewrite the MBR, and encrypt your computer one way or another. So this is really a first taste, first bite of what the AI-powered attack looks like. There's only 22 techniques used here. In MITRE we know more than 220, yes. So how do we envision them? What do we do about them? One thing why NotPetya works, why such attacks work, is because if there's a backdoor, trusted software, it will, when it comes, it will hit you. You need to be on your toes to respond. But the technique was not new, it's called connection proxy, described by MITRE more than 3 years ago. If you look into encryption, encryption is a way of destroying data. And irreversible encryption is as good as deleting data or writing zeros to it. If you look at rootkits, they are very hard to detect. So I just had a debate with one of the customers a couple of days ago. They say, I want to provide rootkits to SIEM, can we do that? And I said, no, we cannot do that. And I said, okay, yeah, I agree, this is not doable. Because the answer is, once it gets to rootkit stage, it's already too late. You need to detect and respond faster before the attacker gets to your hard drive to that low level. Lateral movement is using Windows admin shares. Now, VMI and PSXack are the tools used by Windows administrators on a daily basis. The only difference was they were used much more often during the attack. So if you use SIEM tools to monitor baselines, you would find this anomalous. So Windows admin shares, PSXack, VMI, all of that. Now, we can now see that all the techniques we described, out of 22 techniques, you cannot only find 1, 2, and 3 with a SIEM. Everything else can be discovered by a SIEM system, such as ArcSight, or similar. And if you have controls in place, if you have some automation in place in response, you can actually stop the attack before it's too late. So we saw different things in Ukraine, like SIEM was sending alerts, but people had no response, or it was manual and too many logs. We also see that SIEM tools helped us with investigation when all the data in company gets encrypted, but ArcSight was running on Linux, and Linux did not get encrypted because the attack was aimed at Windows. So some things here and there to preserve evidence that we learned from the attack. Now, when this happened, we published a NotPetya use case for free for everybody to use, and we did it in 12 hours, and it got a lot of downloads. So many companies worldwide actually who were not hit by the DPT part of NotPetya, but the ransomware part of NotPetya, use this use case to protect their organization, which is good. And it was based on ArcSight, and you can see there are not so many correlation rules there. And in my opinion, 12 hours is still too late, because it was 12 hours into the attack, it would not help Ukraine, it helped the rest of the world. How to be more proactive about it? Well, the answer is that we need to change the way how we deliver these cases and do it proactively. A latest example is DNS mask. It was a vulnerability published by Google security team with actually not one vulnerability but 7 vulnerabilities, and they sent 6 exploit codes just to the problem. So this was Google, this was not some shadow reference. They just said, there are vulnerability, guess what? 2 months almost passed, and there are still 1.2 million internet-connected devices vulnerable to remote code execution. This is the next MIRI botnet we're talking about. Or the perfect infrastructure for the botnet offers APT to exfiltrate data. It's out there, you can search Shodan for it, and you will find it. So it's open intelligence. We already built case code for ArcSight that will find those devices and connections from them and to them. Another example of proactive cases is finding out DDE exploitation. It's Microsoft Dynamic Execution Environment that is allowing you to launch another process from Microsoft Word or from Outlook calendar invite. Imagine this, somebody in your corporation sends you a calendar invite, you open it, and it downloads malware into PowerShell. So it's fileless malware, and every time the pop-up goes for the meeting invite, it will re-download the malware. That's persistence through calendar. We've never seen that before, but it's now possible with DDE. So luckily Microsoft already published the updates and fixes, and we published detections, so you don't need to wait for attack to happen. You can protect yourself before it happens. Now, today is also the day where we are saying how do we deliver these things. And on Shield, I'm glad to announce we now launched Use Case Cloud 2.5, which has auto functionality, which is available for free, and it's being used by more than 1,000 companies worldwide as of today. So this is a cross-SIEM platform where we publish both free content to detect the threats and proactive content to actually respond to threats. Aside of use cases, we completely integrated MITRE, so now we can explore MITRE in the modern interface and map it directly to SIEM use cases. So you don't need to wait for attacker to use this particular technique against you. You can see where you have the gaps and find if there are use cases available, and work not only with SoftPrime about it, but also to our partners worldwide. So for example, if there are some use cases developed by SoftPrime, some use cases developed by Micro Focus, some use cases developed by Innovera, it will be all in Use Case Cloud. And you can select the controls and deploy them before the attack happens. We also have opened out the roadmap, so you can see which use cases we are working on. And usually we work on cases which are made in anticipation of future attacks. Again, relying on what we learned from MITRE and from certain intelligence sources. And last but not least, we made an online health check. So if you are using ArcSight, you can check health check, check the health of your components and make sure that you actually have the log data inside that is processed, it is parsed, and if you have use case and you have the data, you will find the anomalies and you have a good chance to win if you respond. So once your SIEM works perfectly, you just need to add some response to it, either with Security Operations Center or some automatic tools. Both ways work very good. So this wraps up my speech. I'd like to thank you for your attention, and maybe there are any questions.
Any question?
Yes.
Right.
For the PowerShell use case, so the question is if we're getting workstation logs. The answer is that in SoftPrime we do, because we're a small company. In large enterprise, we recommend to enable PowerShell login on the servers. So I see that more and more companies enable it because PowerShell finally also supports the login. And also for the DDE exploitation, we look at the Sysmon events. Sysmon is very common, free tool by Microsoft to try to provide that. So yes, on workstations, PowerShell login is rarely enabled by default. Yes, we recommend to do it because normal user will not use PowerShell. So it's absolutely good open source.
Do you have a recommendation for getting the workstation logs to a manageable number? Let's say 10,000 workstations, one event per second per workstation. Now you have 10,000 EPS additional. Is that a best practice for filtering aggregation of these logs?
Yes, so that's a very complex question, I would say. So, yeah, actually, it always depends on organization and which tools you have. So, it's not necessarily you get all information from the Windows event logs or from Sysmon. If you have EDR in place, for example, I would rather have EDRs handle workstations and send a couple alerts to ArcSight for correlation, and always look at EDR solution which allow to drill down back for the search. If we talk about the situation where EDR is not present, then we should enable Sysmon, always, it's a number one recommendation, enable PowerShell, but Windows native login, maybe not enable everything. So because, yeah, like you said, one EPS per 10,000 workstations, 10,000 EPS, and it would depend on architecture. So adding 10,000 EPS is what we do not recommend to do right away. Maybe you can send all of them to log management, to Logger, for example, or to Hadoop, and have it available for investigation. But you need to run it through ArcSight or to fill in the empty list, to have the risk scoring work. So you may also store the data in a short-term retention group, if you talk ArcSight, and maybe store workstation logs only for 2 days, 3 days, 7 days. But the rest of the data should be stored for like 90 days or 60 days. But it's always a trade-off. in the bigger companies, the harder it is to centralize log connection, and even though the situation is improving, it's still not easy for Windows. So we always look for several ways. That's actually also what MITRE is saying. There are multiple ways to detect the attack. We do not have to do 10 out of 10 log sources. We can do 5 out of 10. Just rely on what is applicable in our environment, and also consider not only security side of the question, but also IT. Yes, what is easiest to do for your IT department, and the most fulfilling security, that's the solution. Now it's
Is that clear?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the presentation. Biz bu bağlamda geçtiğimiz hafta itibariyle Subprime'le beraber IBTech ve Finans Bank'ın bu cyber savaşta yerinde olabilmek için bir Innovera uzmanlığıyla uygulamaya başladık ama burada Tuncay Bey bizimle ne gördü de nasıl bir tecrübesi var onu birkaç kelimeyle bize özetmesini istiyoruz. Ne oldu da Subprime'ın ilk müşterisi olmaya karar verdiniz ve size ne fayda sağlamasını bekliyorsunuz?
Şimdi öncelikle Andrei'ye güzel sunumu için ve sunumunda belirtmiş oldukları spesifik atak örnekleri için teşekkür ediyorum. Şimdi hepimiz iyi kötü bir SIEM altyapısı üretiyoruz. Hepimizin iyi kötü bir SOC altyapısı var. Kurumumuzun ihtiyaçları dahilinde. Bir takım genel kuralları kendimiz oluşturduk. Best practice kuralları işledik. Yeni geldi danışmanlık aldık. Yapımıza özel kendi use case'lerimizi ve senaryolarımızı yarattık. Tabii SIEM ve SOC yapısı yönetmek ve bu yapıda çalışmak ciddi bir yük getiriyor. Biz bu yükle boğuşurken yeni çıkan ataklara özel spesifik kurallar yazmada geciktiğimizi fark ettik. Andrei'nin sunumunda bize göstermiş olduğu örneklerden bir tanesi WannaCry. Şimdi hepimiz bir takım genel kuralları kendi SIEM'imize implement ettik. SOC'imiz bunu devamlı kontrol ediyor. Ancak birçoğumuzun WannaCry özeline bir korelasyon kuralı maalesef yoktu. Biz operasyon yapan ekiplerden daha hızlı olmak zorundayız SOC ekibi olarak. Operasyon yapan ekibin kullanmış olduğu güvenlik çözümlerine WannaCry özeli için elbette ki imzalar gelecek ama imzalar release olana kadar, cihazlar belli upgrade'leri alana kadar biz SOC ekibi olarak ilgili atakta etkilendik mi, etkilenmedik mi, etkilendiysek ne kadar etkilendiğimize dair bir chart oluşturmamız gerekiyor. Bu konu özelinde WannaCry yanılmıyorsam Cuma günü release olduğunda, tüm dünyaya yayılmaya başladığında eğer hatalıysam Andrei beni düzeltti, pazar günü kullanmış olduğumuz SIEM çözümünün community'sinde free bir use case yayınlandı WannaCry üzerinde. Sunday?
Yes, I think you also the correct. The attack was like
2 days after attack, yeah?
yes. So we worked non-stop since it hit, and by ArcSight actually use case was found on Saturday after.
Okay, thank you. WannaCry dünya genelinde yayınlanmaya başladığında biz SOC olarak ne yapabiliriz diye düşündük. Kendi SIEM ve SOC yapımıza uygun bir kural geliştirmemiz gerekiyordu. Kullanmış olduğumuz ücretsiz tarafı inceleyeceğiz, servislerin fiyatlarına baktık, farklı üreticilerin zararıyla alakalı yapmış oldukları hem statik hem dinamik analiz sonuçlarını inceledik. Birçok farklı kaynaktan almış olduğumuz beslemeleri SIEM çözümümüze implemente etmemiz ve konuya özel korelasyon kuralı yazmamızın ne kadar meşakkatli olduğunu farkına varmış olduk. Atağa özel spesifik kurallara ihtiyacımızın olduğunu ve her yeni çıkacak benzeri ataklarda aynı kurallara ihtiyacımız olduğunu farkına vardık. Kullanmış olduğumuz SIEM çözümünün community'sinde ilgili use case'i görünce hemen test ortamı alıp deploy ettim. Test ortamı alıp deploy ettiğimde WannaCry atakla alakalı ilgili IP adresleri, URL adresleri ve zararın hash bilgileri bulunan hazır listeler gördüm. Devamında bu listelerle beraber zararlının karakteristik analizine göre, yani zararlının ulaştığında yapacağı ve iç network'ünde yapacağı hareketlere yönelik özel korelasyon kurallarının tanımlı olduğunu gördüm. Ben WannaCry üzerinde community'de ücretsiz olarak yayınlanmış olan bu use case alıp kendi sistemime implemente ettiğimde artık WannaCry'e özel hazır bir progresyon kuralı vardı ve SOC yapımındaki arkadaşlar bu kurala yönelik ataklar var ise, bu kuralın tetiklendiği alarmlar var ise artık izleyebilir konuda vardı.
Evet.
Yes. Yeah, now I have everything.
Evet, Subprime kendi komünitesinde hala ücretsiz benzer örnekleri yayınlamaya devam ediyor. Web sitesi üzerinden bakabilir veya Innovera'dan yardım alabilirsiniz. Burada farklı session'larda konuştuğumuz şey, teknolojiye sahip olmak işimizin bir parçası ama özellikle bir önceki session'da da çok üstünde basa basa söylediğimiz use case'ler olmadan ve use case'ler zamanında implemente edilmeden kurduğumuz büyük teknolojilerin nereden ne kadar log aldığı artık çok önemli değil. Hızlı bir şekilde elimizdeki teknolojiyi doğru amaçla kullanmamız lazım. Burada Tuncay'ın verdiği örnek çok güzel. Cuma günü çıkan bir şey cumartesi öğleden sonra bütün detaylarıyla sisteme implemente ettim ve artık alarm oluşturabiliyorum dediği bir yapıyı tek başımıza oluşturmak bir yöntem olabilir veya Subprime'ın dashboard'u tek bir ürünü desteklemiyor. Birden fazla SIEM ile eş zamanlı çalışabiliyor. Biz Innovera içerisinde de use case danışmanlığımızı Subprime'le zenginleştirme bu nedenle karar verdik ve danışmanlık hizmetinin içerisinde Subprime ürün olarak artık kullanıyoruz. Haliyle ücretli ya da ücretsiz kısımlarda mutlaka en azından web sitesini ve komüniteyi takip etmenizi öneriyoruz ki Android şirketin CEO'su olarak sorularınızı burada cevaplayabilir. Eğer sorularınız varsa onları almaktan keyif duyacağız. Buyurun.
Subprime olarak...
Biz önce tanıyabilir miyiz?
Yasemen Güraydın, Türk Telekom'dan, güvenlik planlama tarafından. Bu Subprime adlı
Devam edin. Ben çalışacak mısın arayayım?
Subprime yani use case'leri yani neye göre oluşturuyor? Yani başlangıçta nasıl bir algoritma var ya da işte hani halihazırda daha önceki işte atakları ya da işte farklı durumları referans alıp bir şey mi oluşturuyor, işte yapay zekaya göre geliştiriyor mu, nasıl yapıyor? Yani oradaki algoritma nedir onu merak ediyorum aslında.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, the question is about the algorithm we use to develop use cases. Yes. So there's actually many steps to it. So number one is we use methodologies by MITRE and by Lockheed Martin to describe every attack that happened. So everything that was historically described is already in MITRE. We have the AI platform where we embedded MITRE and continuously updated with our own research. So with every attack that we know from our own research that we see in our security operations center or in security operations centers of our partners like Innovera, we learn from those examples, we find the commonalities, we find the techniques that attackers use, and then we make the rules which would be universal. So you can actually describe any attack as to say that you describe it with behavior or with indicators of compromise. And if you have both, you can detect every single attack. The attackers, they can easily change the variables, they can change the source code, they can change the platform, but it's expensive for them to change the infrastructure, thus we need threat intelligence. So we look for open source threat intelligence, for private source threat intelligence. We're also technology partners with Anomaly, so we get a lot of intelligence from Anomaly stress stream. And the second thing is that once we have certain techniques which are not detected by threat intelligence, we build the SIEM rules for it. So those are usually behavior-based rules like spike deviation, like abnormal activity from abnormal hosts, user accounts, segments of network. And with every attack, we tune our logic. So I would say we have like internally several categories of use cases. So WannaCry, NotPetya, BadRabbit, those are like detector cases. They are mostly based on intelligence and threat intelligence, and they're short-term valuable. But let's say in 1 month they're obsolete because the infrastructure gets taken down and it will not be used by attacker if it is taken down. The second type of use cases we call frameworks, and those are constantly updated. So we have a framework called ransomware hunter, which we now updated I think more than 20 times with different behavior detection rules and threat intelligence detection rules. So when WannaCry happened, ransomware hunter actually generated alerts before the attack is happening. And same goes for NotPetya for BadRabbit, because ransomware have capabilities, and we use AI system to describe it, and also knowledge of the experts. So it's like, you could say that you can achieve same results and you have a team of 30 people working on stuff to describe attacks, but we describe the attacks and we share our knowledge with our partners, and then back to our customers to provide more reactive use cases. Otherwise, we will be stuck in the same problem as antivirus, always stuck in. You need a virus sample to develop a signature. And yes, that's what we see today, antivirus cannot protect us from all the attacks. So we need to use both behavior and threat intelligence.
Peki yani Tuncay, bu konuyla ilgili senin de bir yorum olacağını tahmin ediyorum.
Tabii ben hani belki daha...
Tuncay Bey,
Tabii.
mantığını anladım zaten.
Okey.
Ama...
Şimdi ben daha anlaşılabilir olması açısından daha basit bir şekilde izah etmeye çalışacağım. Şimdi normal şartlar altında bu tarz benzeri zero day ataklar, zero day ataklar dünya genelinde release olduğunda SIEM üzerinde nasıl aksiyonlar alıyorsunuz bilmiyorum ama genel itibariyle tercih edilen yöntemlerden birisi herhangi bir ücretli veya ücretsiz threat intelligence servisine üye olup oradan almış olduğunuz feedleri kendi firewall'unuzdan, proxy'nizden veya endpoint'te kullanmış olduğunuz bir antivirüs çözümünde ilgili besleme, pattern match yaptığında bir alarm üretmesini sağlıyorsunuz.
Evet.
Aslında en basit anlamda Softwre'da benzer bir hizmeti sağlıyor bize.
Ben onu teyit etmek için
Tabii.
aslında Tuncay Bey. Yani siz orada işte bu zararlı durumu hani bulduğunuz zaman hani bu arada thank you Andre. Teşekkür ederim. Ama şeyi soruyorum. Yani siz onu bulduğunuz zaman aldınız, o zararlıyı koydunuz, yani Softwre'daki o use case ya da işte malum ortama yerleştirdiniz ve size direkt normalde siz gidip işte istihbaratlarla işte ne bileyim entegre olup alacakken size hazır ortamla oluşturulmuş bir korelasyon kuralı verdi ve siz bunun üzerinden alarmlarınızı direkt almaya başladınız. Doğru değil mi?
Doğru.
Ve bunun kullanılabilirliği hani okey diyorsunuz diye anlıyoruz.
Şimdi biz ürün POC sürecimizi yeni tamamladık. Bugün için evet ama ataklar her geçen gün çoğalıyor.
Elbette yani şu ana göre hani ben zaten sizden referans olup olmadığınızı öğrenmeye çalışıyorum.
Şöyle söyleyeyim, şimdi WannaCry örneği için konuşacak olur ise dünya genelinde release olduğunda işin açıkçası Türkiye'de de globalde de birçok SOC yapısı hazırlıksız yakalandı. Nasıl bir kural yazacağını bilmiyorlar işin açıkçası.
Evet.
O günün şartları itibariyle WannaCry üzerine yazılmış hazır feed listler ve zararının karakteristik hareketlerine göre yapılmış korelatif kuralı paket halinde aldı. Örnek veriyorum, indirmiş olduğumuz yazılım zararlı WannaCry lateral movement yapıyorsa bununla alakalı SMB'de işte örnek veriyorum 445 veya 139'da bir yerlere bağlanmaya çalışıyorsa ve bu asset aynı zamanda gidip ilgili beslemedeki herhangi bir zararlı URL veya IP'ye dokunmuş ise her ikisini birbiriyle korele edip bize anlamlı bir alarm oluşturuyor. Dediğim gibi hani WannaCry üzerinde o dakika itibariyle bulabildiğimiz en net çözüm yoluydu. Aktif bir POC tamamladık. POC'de çok daha farklı use case'lerin olduğunu gördük. Ürününe galiba trial period üye olup use case'leri bir kısmı olarak inceleyebiliyorsunuz. En azından use case'leri nasıl bir framework yapısına uydurduklarını görüp kendinizin tartıp yapınıza uygun olup olmadığını aslında kendinizin ölçmesi çok daha sağlıklı olacaktır.
İyi bir zamanda denk gelmişsiniz. WannaCry'le karşılaşmışsınız ama her zaman WannaCry
Şimdi benzer örneklerde ben örnek veriyorum, BadRabbit örneğini de gördüm. Epicenter use case'ini de gördüm. Zamanlama olarak evet hani WannaCry case'i çok iyi bir zamanlamaya denk geldi. Diğer benzeri ataklar için de özelleştirilmiş use case görebiliyorum. İlk konuşmaya başladığımda şöyle bir cümle sarf ettim. Jenerik kuralları hepimiz iyi kötü bir şekilde yapıyoruz. Hepimizin iyi kötü bir takım korelasyon kuralları var. Ama her çıkacak zero day özelinde bir kuralımız yok. Çünkü oluşmamış hataya bir kural yazamıyoruz. Gayri ihtiyari bir şekilde oluşmasını bekliyoruz. Atak yayılmaya başladıktan sonra ilgili üreticilerin atak üzerindeki statik ve dinamik analiz sonuçlarını beklemek zorundayız. Süreç çok uzun. Hani bunu üst tarafta bizim için yapan bir yapı kullanmak şu dakika itibariyle tercih edilebilir bir durum ama belirttiğim gibi bu yapının size uygun olup olmadığını iyi tartıp geçmeniz lazım. Jenerik kurallarınız yeterince stabil değil ise atak özelinde kural almanız evet sizi bir yere kadar taşır ama yine arka planda örnek veriyorum log kaynağınız gelmiyorsa bir problem var ise kuralı alıp kullandığınızda da log kaynağınızda bir problem varsa kural yine tetiklenmeyecektir. İşin özetinde kendi yapınızın uygunluğunu subprime'dan ücretsiz hesap alarak, deneme sürme hesabı alarak test edebilmenizi şiddetle tavsiye ederim.
Sorularınız için teşekkür ediyoruz.